Hey, and welcome to this month's episode of Xbox ANZ Rewind.
We're journeying back in time to the era of the Three Kingdoms with Wolong Fallen Dynasty and flying over Aotearoa, New Zealand in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
We're slaying vampires in Redfall, then we're heading off to Neptune in Destiny 2 Lightfall.
And then even further into the depths of space in Starfield. Let's jump right in.
The fine folks over at the Xbox Accessories team have unleashed their latest creation. The Velocity Green Xbox wireless controller sports our signature green colour along with 40 hours of battery life. So whether you're looking to elevate your gaming or you're just partial to the colour green, this is the controller for you.
Now let's take a look at the Elite Wireless Controller Series 2 Core, which is now available in red
and blue.
If you've never used an Elite controller before, they are all about being able to set them up exactly how you like them. There's a ton of features you can customize, like
you can lock the triggers down to just a short press so you can fire quickly in an FPS, or change the tension of the thumbstick to give you more fine-tuned control while aiming or driving.
And there's also a lot more you can do through the Xbox Accessories app, like remapping buttons or adjusting sensitivity curves, and you can even change the color of the light on the Xbox button.
You can use an Elite Series 2 controller with an Xbox console, and they've got Bluetooth for mobile and cloud gaming, but they also work really well on PC. Perfect for something like Age of Empires or Stardew Valley.
Or pick up the ultimate action RPG experience, Diablo 4, with an Xbox Series X and get the Lightbearer mount with Comparison of Faith mount armor in-game, as well as bonus items for Diablo 3, WoW, and Diablo Immortal if you have them too, which you should, because they're great games, so go get them. Here's your Xbox ANZ Rewind headlines. The Witness and its newest disciple have finally arrived in Destiny 2 Lightfall.
Begin a journey to reveal the hidden threads that bind us, the abilities to unravel them, and the skills to weave them anew.
And with this new power in hand, find strength in your fellow Guardians and triumph in the face of annihilation.
Along with Lightfall, Destiny 2's 20th season, the Season of Defiance has arrived.
It brings new legendary armor, weapons, and an exotic bow to the game,
along with new Defiant battleground activities. Keen to get into the action?
Well, here's 5 things you may not know about Strand.
The new Darkness subclass in Destiny 2, Strand, Guardians will be wielding the fabric of the universe, bringing 3 new supers for Titans, Warlocks, and Hunters, along with grenades, aspects, and fragments to experiment with in the new Buildcraft system.
To understand Strand, let's first start with some vocabulary. Creating an object using Strand is weaving. Defeating an enemy affected by Strand will unravel them, disconnecting their life force from the weave and creating a tangle.
Tangle is a swirling bundle of strand fibers. These bundles of strand explode when shot, causing area damage to nearby enemies. Guardians also pick up tangles and throw them to deadly effect.
Then there's the new debuffs, Suspend, Sever, and Unravel. Attacking unraveled enemies causes threads to explode and attack nearby opponents. You reduce the damage output for enemies when they are severed, and Suspend suspends.
The major buff coming with Strand is Woven Mail. With this ability, the Guardian is wrapped in a protective mesh of Strand matter, reducing incoming damage.
And one of the most exciting new abilities in Guardian Strand Toolkit is the Grapple. Grapple lets you latch onto a surface or create an anchor point in the air like you're swinging from paracausal vines.
Tangles can be grappled as well, and any Strand debuffed enemy that you defeat turns into a tangle, so there's plenty to play with.
We head back in time for some sweet retribution in Like a Dragon Ishin. Take on the role of legendary samurai Sakamoto Ryoma in his quest for revenge and join the revolution that will forever change the face of Japan. And as a bonus, all Xbox players can claim the exclusive Poet Immortal Katana for free.
Maybe you catch a smile and uncover the source of it all.
Our friends at Bethesda have announced that Starfield will be launching in September. There'll be more info to come with the Starfield Direct slated for June 12 ANZ time.
Soar among snow-kissed peaks over imposing fjords and modern architectural feats in Microsoft Flight Simulator's New Zealand World Update.
The free update features enhanced modelling of 7 new cities, 9 handcrafted airports, and 62 custom points of interest. They even rendered the entire Hobbiton movie set, nestled amongst the North Island's breathtaking landscape.
10 missions are also included, 3 bush trips, 3 fresh discovery flights, and 4 new landing challenges. World Update 12 is included with Game Pass and is available now. Take on demons and corrupted soldiers plaguing the Three Kingdoms using swordplay based on Chinese martial arts in Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
Awaken your power within by fighting for survival in this dark fantasy version of the later Han Dynasty.
Have you just jumped into Wolong Fallen Dynasty and you're keen to get some hot tips to help you out along the way?
Or, like Opti and I, are you curious to know more about the historical influences in the game?
Your character's growth in Wolong is intertwined with the 5 phases, a concept in traditional Chinese philosophy exploring the relationships between different elements.
The phases of wood, fire, earth, metal, and water affect different aspects of gameplay, such as the player's health, spirit gained or consumed during combat, and the effectiveness of certain spells. Let's dive in and explore each phase and see how they fit into your playstyle.
Starting with the wood virtue. In traditional Chinese philosophy, wood represents growth, vitality, and new beginnings. Investing in the wood virtue will increase your HP and decrease the amount of spirit you lose when you're attacked by enemies. This makes it a great choice for players who want to have more survivability in combat.
Fire represents passion, transformation, and energy, so you'll gain more spirit when you attack enemies, which lets you perform more special moves and combos during combat. It's a great choice for dishing out damage fast.
And then there's the earth virtue, which is all about stability, grounding, and nourishment. This phase affects your equipment weight limit and the amount of spirit gained when deflecting an attack. Pick it if you prefer a defensive playstyle and loads of loot.
The metal virtue symbolizes strength, clarity, and the power of the mind, and affects the spirit consumed by wizardry spells. Choosing the metal virtue will allow you to maintain a high level of spirit for a longer period of time and use more powerful wizardry.
Then there's the adaptable go-with-the-flow water virtue playstyle. This phase affects how easily enemies can detect you and the amount of spirit consumed when deflecting, making it a good choice for players who prefer a stealthy playstyle.
Investing in any phase will also unlock the respective phases' wizardry spells. These can greatly improve your combat.
Every enemy also has an affinity and weakness, and it's up to you to figure out which is which.
But we could give you a hand with that.
Yeah, just a hint. The cycle of creation goes from wood to fire to earth to metal to water, while the cycle of destruction goes from wood to earth to water to fire to metal.
And just to be clear, you do want to destroy your enemies. We're on the road for twists and turns with Forza Horizon 5's Rally Adventure. Drive rally monsters across Horizon's most thrilling routes in timed rally and multi-car races. Feel the intensity of massive dust trails and muddy roads in 10 new cars available in the premium add-ons bundle right now.
The Doctor of Thugonomics is in with the launch of WWE 2K23. With a deep roster of WWE superstars, expanded features, and gorgeous graphics, players can finally see the elusive champ give his opponents an attitude adjustment. Relive the 20-year career of John Cena in the returning 2K showcase.
Shall we get back to mischief or what?
The Outer Worlds Space's Choice Edition is now available. This new edition includes all of the DLC content with remastered graphics, lusher environments, and an increased level cap.
If you've ever wanted to be a ghost prince, then Rogue Spirit is for you. This roguelite action game will have you defend your kingdom by defeating your enemies, possessing them, and then absorbing their unique skills. Each defeated foe is an opportunity for a body with a greater chance of survival in your corrupted territories.
Suit up as Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to bring peace to Happy Harbor in DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos. You'll take on some of the most powerful supervillains in the DC universe as you battle your way through this cartoony action-adventure game.
Greetings, mercenary. It is my pleasure to inform you that interplanetary war has broken out.
In newly released multiplayer FPS Leap, movement is everything. As an elite mercenary, jump on your hoverboard, mechanical moose, or other outrageous personal vehicles to quickly close the gap on your foes. Work with your teammates to bring down enemies in large-scale battles using powerful weapons and match-altering class abilities, or use your grappling hook to dodge enemy fire.
Runeterra is in trouble, and it's up to you to save it in Ruined King, a League of Legends story. Coming to Xbox Series X and S, you'll need to unite champions from across Runeterra to uncover secrets and fight back against Ruination in the form of a deadly mist. Gliding its way onto Xbox with its Season 1 update is Kart Rider Drift. This free-to-play online kart racing game lets you customize your kart to your heart's content before you race across the globe in a variety of modes. Xbox players can unlock a bunch of exclusive rewards, including the Cosmic Brody character.
Meet a growing group of fighters here to save the world in Chenso Club. Don't let their adorable nature fool you. They will happily and brutally obliterate any threat that gets in their way. You'll need to master the girls' moves, kick your reflexes into high gear, and battle your way through randomized stages to obliterate enemy aliens.
Let's check out the news on Game Pass.
Landing on Game Pass this month is a personal favourite of mine, Sid Meier's Civilization VI, an epic historical turn-based strategy game. Play as some of the world's greatest leaders through time as you build up your civilization and seek to win through many different types of victories. Game Pass members also get access to 4 pieces of additional content which adds 4 new leaders, civilizations, and scenarios. Play it today on Game Pass for cloud, console, and PC.
Guilty Gear Strive combos its way onto Game Pass, PC, and Xbox consoles. With revolutionary hybrid graphics, an intense story mode, and online multiplayer, which pits players from all over the world against each other, Guilty Gear Strive aims to provide a cutting-edge fighting game experience. Now on Game Pass Ultimate via EA Play is Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3. Taking place 3 years after the first game, Isaac Clarke is continuing his fight against the Necromorphs in Dead Space 2. Follow it up with Dead Space 3, set on the icy planet of Tau Volantis with, you guessed it, more Necromorphs.
Valheim makes its console debut on Xbox and Game Pass. Valheim is a brutal exploration and survival game for 1 to 10 players, set in a procedurally generated world inspired by Norse mythology. Craft powerful weapons, construct longhouses, and slay mighty foes to prove yourself to Odin.
You'll find a supernatural RPG with dangers lurking underneath a cyberpunk Japan in Soul Hackers 2. Join Ringo and her companions as they strengthen their bonds and dive deeper into their souls, reliving their last adventures and discovering the truth of their stories and yours.
I am fully loaded and ready to roll!
Grappling its way onto Xbox Game Pass is Shadow Warrior 3's Definitive Edition. Trek across a mythical Japanese land infused with the magic and technology of ancient samurai now overrun by demonic yokai. Test your skills against the all-new Survival Mode, New Game Plus, and Hardcore modes.
Good news! You want Luther, all you have to do is... come and get him.
The DC Universe is set to flip on its head when Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League arrives in May. We recently got our first look at the 4-player co-op coming to the game. In the trailer, we see Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark combine their unique traversal, gunplay, and melee abilities in a face-off against waves of Brainiac's corrupted soldiers.
Lily will be soaring in as a brand new character for the upcoming Street Fighter VI. A descendant of the Thunderfoot tribe, Lily speaks with spirits of nature and trusts their guidance as she fights across the globe. They also revealed recently that fan favourites Cammy and Zangief will return as playable characters when the game launches in June.
Celebrate the 20th anniversary of Naruto's anime debut with Naruto x Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. Relive scenes from Naruto's childhood up until his final battle with Sasuke through anime scenes and in-game battles. Plus, experience a new Boruto story exclusive to the game when it arrives on Xbox later this year. Coming soon to a galaxy near you is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Respawn revealed that the deluxe edition of the game will include Han Solo and Luke Skywalker themed cosmetic packs called Galactic Hero and New Hero. You can dress Cal and BD-1 as some of the Star Wars greats when it lands in April.
Honor, duty, justice. For centuries, these were the principles by which Demacia stood. But fear corrupts even the noblest ideals.
Pre-orders are open now for The Mage Seeker, a League of Legends story. Coming April, The Mage Seeker is a 2D pixel action RPG where you play as a spell-stealing mage who's been freed from captivity. Wield the chains that once bound you and liberate the kingdom of Demacia from tyranny.
Disney Speedstorm is racing into early access in April. Set on high-speed circuits inspired by Disney and Pixar worlds, this arcade racing experience will have players mastering each character's unique skills on the racetrack. Xbox players can pre-order the game to unlock an exclusive kart and a racing suit for Donald Duck. Help an oppressed society reclaim its freedom in Atlas Fallen. In this super-powered third-person action RPG, you'll play as a hero rising against a tyrannical god that's imposed a crushing caste system upon society.
Arriving alongside the game's Spider's Thread update, Ghostwire Tokyo is making its way to Game Pass and Xbox consoles in April. The free update expands the base game with a whole lot of new. A new game mode, new missions, and new enemies, just to name a few.
This wasteland is a domain of devious creation.
Coming April, from the minds behind Dead by Daylight comes Meet Your Maker. Every level of this post-apocalyptic multiplayer raiding game is designed by other players. Switch between roles as you build devious maze-like outposts filled with traps and guards, and then gear up for fast-paced combat while raiding other players' creations. Redfall, Massachusetts is under siege by a legion of vampires who have blocked out the sun and have cut off the citizens from the outside world.
Honestly, I can't wait for everyone to experience this. It's such a fun title.
100% I agree.
Redfall launches on the 2nd of May, and best of all, it comes day one with Game Pass. Wow, that's a lot of new games to play.
You're not wrong, but speaking of, what games have you been playing recently?
My personal favourite recently has to be WWE 2K23. As a lifelong wrestling fan and an avid player of the franchise over the years, this edition of the game feels so amazing. It introduces many new features, such as better AI opponents, the new War Games match type, 2 incredibly detailed story modes for your custom superstars to rise to the top in, and just overall fantastic quality of life improvements over the 2022 edition. Grab it today on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One.
Well, this month I've had the zoomies. Because the Melbourne Grand Prix is just around the corner, so of course I've been playing F1 2022. It's actually a super immersive experience. Not only do you get to race around in Formula One cars with the authentic lineup of drivers, teams, and liveries for the 2022 season, but you can also live the life of F1 royalty with F1 Life, the mode that lets you design your driver, your team colors, your car livery, and your home.
Hey, I like building houses in games.
Right? There's something for everyone. Create your own team with the My Team career mode and see if you have what it takes to make it to the top. Jump in today with EA Play for Game Pass Ultimate on console and PC. Would you look at that? Another episode to tick off your backlog.
Thanks so much for joining us on this month's Xbox ANZ Rewind.
And let us know in the comments below what you're looking forward to playing.
Until next time, happy gaming.